Monthly giving is one of the easiest ways to be a hero for CHEO. Become a new monthly donor during this year's telethon and help CHEO kids each and every day. Payment is possible by credit card or direct debit from your bank account. Call now and be a hero for CHEO all year long.
We are heading into our final hour. We want to welcome back Alex Munter, CEO of CHEO. This is a very special weekend, obviously, culminating with some really exciting celebrations for the year that's been. It's been an extraordinary weekend.
It's been an extraordinary weekend, and there's just so much hope and inspiration, I think, this weekend. And I know so many of our staff and physicians and volunteers just really touched by the support from the community for the work that we all do.
You touched on it off camera. I'm not going to get into it, but the world in general, particularly international politics, U.S.-Canada relations, can be fatiguing. And I think that people need a break and think about things that are positive and think about things that are local, and
think about things that are hopeful.
Right. I think that's a very fair comment,
yeah.
without getting into the mess.
Yeah.
You at CHEO, you talk about the family, the momcologist. Talk a bit about that.
Well, when things really hum, when they work well, it's when our physicians, our nurses work as a team with family, right? Because the parents are the experts on the child, and the physicians, the researchers, the nurses are the experts in the medicine. But that said, parents know a lot. They're thrust into this world. They learn, they research, and so for us, working as a team with families is what it's all about.
What is the thing that stands out most to you about this particular weekend?
I think it is the reminder, just at every level, of how important the donor dollars are, right? And if we talk about the specialized ambulance that goes to get a baby that's in distress at a rural hospital, if we talk about Molly Penny, who's on the phones, if we talk about playrooms that are open in the evenings or the weekends, if we talk about there were 550 discoveries at CHEO last year. That's more than one a day. So none of those things, none of the discoveries, none of the playrooms being open, none of the specialized equipment and vehicles, none of that would happen if it weren't for the telethon, if it weren't for donors. And so this weekend reminds me just how much we depend on this community to be able to deliver for our kids and families.
And the 6 o'clock hour, of course, is special for us here at CTV Ottawa. If you've tuned in to see the news, please give us a call. 613-738-1450. We've got about an hour left. Even small donations make a very, very big difference in this community. Let's head to Leanne Cusack with another check presentation. Leanne.
Not just an ordinary check presentation. No, not at all, Graham. We're here with Lucy and Allie and dads and friends representing
Ski for Kids.
And it's been really fun because we've been kind of watching them grow up here on the CHEO Telethon. And I'm glad that you're so strong now. You know why? Because this is probably the biggest check I've ever seen you bring along. And you've been bringing beautiful checks for 28 years, Derek?
Yeah, 28 years.
Let's flip the check over and then tell the story. You've brought along a check for how much?
$250,000.
Yes, that's what you said. $250,000. And Dad, Derek Noble, please tell us the background.
Well, Ski for Kids was brought together about 28 years ago, and we're a group of corporate execs that come together to raise money for CHEO with a unique event that takes place over 2 days up at Mont Ste. Marie, and with companies that support Ski for Kids from throughout the Ottawa and Pembroke area.
Thank you this year. Thank you for the 27 years in the past. And that was really well done, you guys. Ski for Kids. Oh, so much gratitude. I believe, Graham, can you believe that number?
That's a huge number for a great weekend of skiing. Some familiar faces over there, and it's a lot more than skiing. It's a great year for them, and great to see them all the time. Thanks so much, Leanne. Alex, we're here for our final hour, and I know you make it a practice to go in and see every part of the hospital, and you did something a little different last little while. Tell us a bit about it.
Well, I was asked by Sarah Telford, who was, of course, here earlier today, has been on the telethon, to spend a day, spend time with her. It wasn't a full day. Spend time with her in a wheelchair. And she gets around by wheelchair, and she's concerned that our building just isn't accessible enough. You think about the original core of the building, built in 1974. There's some newer wings, but 1974 building, different standards, and a real challenge. And so, you know, I don't want to pretend that spending a little bit of time in a wheelchair gives me insight.
No, but it gives you perspective, right?
Yeah, but it you know, it did give me perspective, and it was a sobering reminder. We got a lot of work to do,
right?
And so I'm so grateful to Sarah. Sarah's now aged out of CHEO. She's moved on to the adult system, but she's staying as a volunteer on our accessibility committee. And if I think about, you know, Project Stitch that we were raising money for last year through the telethon, some of those dollars were invested in making our surgical day unit accessible, looking at our ophthalmology clinic and doing the same thing, making, you know, doors, bathrooms, all of that. Sounds like little things, but when you can't get around, when you can't move around, you know, at the children's hospital, that's a problem.
Well, and the other thing too is it's show me, don't tell me, and I think it's really worthwhile to you know, to attempt just even if it is 45 minutes, it gives you an insight into things. And the other thing that on the other side of things, from your perspective, from a budget, from an aging building, what is actually required to bring it up to 2018 standards?
Right.
It's not that easy. It takes time and it takes a lot of money, right?
It does, and on every level. But you know, one of the things that's really important to us, we require all of our leaders to spend time on the front line, to be working side by side, shadowing the nurses, the doctors, understanding what the issues are that our families are dealing with on the unit, so that we can deliver a better experience. Last year, the whole team, we had 1,850 improvements. So that's changes made so that things worked better for patients and families, that we made improvements to programs, that we developed new services, new tools, and you know, that was a team effort across the whole organization.
It is not too late. Give us a call, 613-738-1450. Every little bit matters. We are heading into our final hour of the 2018 CHEO Telethon. The CHEO Research Institute is home to Care for Rare Canada, and research into the more than 7,000 rare genetic diseases that have a devastating impact for the estimated 1 million Canadian families who are affected. Through new funding and international cooperation to catalog and share data on rare diseases, more parents are able to find a diagnosis, a plan for their child, and in some cases, a community of others whose children share that rare condition.
You can see the joy on her face. 7-year-old Abby loves skating and school.
Her classmates are lovely and sweet with her.
Getting there wasn't easy. After dozens of doctor's visits and tests when Abby was around a year old, they discovered her cerebellum wasn't formed properly.
We had an explanation for why she wasn't talking, she wasn't walking. Your cerebellum controls balance, coordination, gross motor, but we didn't know why her cerebellum was like that.
That's where Care for Rare comes in, a research program at CHEO that focuses on undiagnosed rare disease patients.
Undiagnosed is lonely. 1 in 7 billion is super lonely.
Yeah.
In Abby's case, doctors found a mutation on a gene called TNR. They don't know of anyone else in the world with it.
When you're like, okay, this is it. This is what the issue is. What do we do next? Where do we go with that next?
$11 million in funding will be used to pay for new testing for thousands of patients and connect data in Ottawa with other research groups across Canada.
Then we're going to connect that data with data in other countries. And that's actually going to make a huge difference in finding other patients that are affected with these ultra-rare disorders like we see in Abby.
New technology and techniques advancing the work.
I actually think that by using these new technologies, we'll be able to solve the rest of the rare diseases in the next 10 years. We're looking actually quite basically at the genes and asking, is there a mistake in those genes that's causing them to not function properly? Now we can go completely beyond.
Christine Dalgleish says what's being done represents hope for families like theirs.
The thought of, finding another family who's on this journey that we can commiserate with and talk about and share successes and hopes with really fills me with a lot of hope and a lot of, energy.
While it's not the end of their journey, Dalgleish is grateful to those who donate to the study of rare diseases.
It's not quick, it's not cheap, it's not easy to find these answers for families, but it really means so much to just, one step forward, one step forward.
Oh, how much do we love Costco? I love Costco, you love Costco, and you're going to love Costco even more this hour. Anthony Taza from Costco head office.
Yes, sir.
How long have you been with the company?
I've been with Costco for 15 years.
And you've got a lot of employees that have kids.
Absolutely. A lot of families, and our members who shop at Costco obviously come from families.
I'm one of those members in Barrhaven.
Yes, sir.
A long time member. And we have a miracle match right now that'll blow your mind. How much do we have from Costco?
We have $25,000.
Woo! $25,000 from Costco in the miracle match. Anthony, we've got 3 minutes. I got to get to work. You wrote the check. I'm going to make them work for it. 3 minutes on the clock right now. 613-738-1450 or 1-888-738-1450. Want to donate online? You can do that as well. CHEOtelethon.com. Make it happen. Make your dollars, make Costco's dollars go even further. I'm being flagged. Dave Reddy, what's up? Yes, sir.
You're going to love Costco even more. Ann and Dave Trick just phoned in $10,000 against the Costco Miracle Match.
Wow. Ann and Dave Trick, thank you so much for $10,000. And that means that $10,000 becomes $20,000 and a part of Costco's $25,000. There's still more money coming in right now. 613-738-1450. Now, that number is too big for you. That's fine. Even if it's $5. $5 goes far in the CHEO hospital. Goes farther than you think. Some former CHEO champions are here today, working the phones. Wow, Costco with a $25,000 miracle match. Do you love Costco even more, Colleen? Do you love Costco even more?
Yes.
Oh, your phone just rang.
No.
All right, back to work. Minute 45 to go. I've got all the TD people here working hard. 613-738-1450. Let's make Costco. We know they're giving $25,000, but I want you to call right now. And wow, Ann and Dave Trick for a $10,000 donation. Thank you so much. Julie Fernando, why is CHEO so important?
Because they've helped all three of my children, and I'm sure we'll continue to bring in our kids there again.
Saved by the Bell. Thank you, Julie. Costco. We love Costco. And if you love your children's hospital, 613-738-1450 or 1-888-738-1450 or CHEOtelethon.com. If you don't want to talk to any of these volunteers, I wish you would, but some people want to go online and make your donation that way. We have a lot of people calling. How much time do we have left? We have less than a minute left. 613-738-1450. Mateo, Costco just did a $25,000 miracle match. And we love Costco, right?
Yep.
All right, we've got less than 60 seconds to go. Come on, for Costco with a $25,000 miracle match, and Ann and Dave Trick with their $10,000 donation. We really appreciate that. If you want to make a difference in our community, do it right now. I guarantee you'll feel good. It doesn't have to be a $10,000 donation. It can be as little as $10. That 10, courtesy of Costco, becomes 20. 20 becomes 40, 40 becomes 80, 100 becomes 200, and so on and so forth. Be a hero for CHEO right now. Less than 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, Costco. And there's more money coming.
Every child deserves hope and healing, specialized care. 170 hospitals, 14 in Canada. There's one near you. They all need your support. Children's Miracle Network, helping local kids.
Would like to introduce you to Pietro Boracci. I'm going to say it again because I like how it sounds. Pietro Boracci, who's a district vice president. Your name is lyrical and poetic. You are, I didn't say with TD, a district vice president with TD. What you're about to present is also poetry for the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario. Pietro, tell us what you've done.
So we've raised money through, collectively through branches, through cross-business, through customers, and through employees as well. In fact, this year, a couple of weeks ago, we played a baseball game in the rain. 300 bankers playing ball, trying to raise money for an important cause such as CHEO.
300 bankers playing ball in the rain.
In the rain.
That's great imagery. We are so steeped in gratitude. Would love for you to flip this check over to proudly tell us the total raised by TD in this area. You're the banker. You read the number.
I will. Are you ready?
Please, we're ready. Are you ready?
$330,000.
I'm going to say the 315 part because it all matters to the children at CHEO. Thank you so much. That is something. I don't know if Graham, have you ever played baseball in the rain with that many bankers?
I have not, but we're glad they did it. Thanks so much. That's a fantastic number, Alex. We are heading towards another total here, and I think it's going to be quite exciting. We are getting close to the end here, but please give us a call, 613-738-1450. I want to take a look at the big board right now to see exactly where we're at heading into this final hour as the numbers keep coming up. Here we go for the 2018 CHEO Telethon. Right now, a new number. We're at 8.2 million. 8.2 million already. With more to come. Alex, what do you think? That is quite something.
We're getting very close to last year. We're not quite at last year yet, but we're getting close. We're getting close.
When you see that kind of response from the public, what do you think?
It's just so unbelievably touching.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a tough year. We've never seen as many kids in the emergency department. We've never been as full, with the exception of the H1N1 epidemic. It's been the busiest time ever in the history of the hospital. Huge need to support these families at really some of the scariest times in their lives. So when the community responds, it's so powerful.
It is, and the response and the ownership of this institution. And this weekend, I think the two are connected, whether it's the foundation, the telethon, or the hospital itself. Everybody talks about this weekend and what it means. We do want to head back to Leanne for another presentation as we get ready for our final numbers. We're still in our final hour with lots more to come. Leanne.
Graham, another check that will completely take your breath away and will make such a difference for the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario. This is Alexandre Lantier, who is with CN. And of course, the big event, you would like to proudly discuss it as we look at some visuals of it, Alexandre.
Yes, well, this was our 10th year this year, participating with CHEO at the CN CHEO cycle. And so every year we receive thousands of cyclists and walkers and joggers. We can see some footage right now. And this year we were lucky enough to have the sunshine with us, which most people here would know that every year it has not been the case. So we were very, very lucky for that. But this was a great activity for families. CN brings in all his employees from Montreal, retirees, their families and friends. Everybody comes up to participate. We are very, very proud to be part of the CHEO family for that week.
Oh, well, the energy looks phenomenal.
This year I think we beat our little record, and we were quite happy about it.
I think you beat your little record as well.
Yes.
I love the humility. It's fantastic. Alexandre, let's flip this check over.
Sounds
and
good.
I would like to say thank you in advance, but you will say thank you when you see it. You have brought along a check for
$1,032,490.
That is phenomenal. And Graham, I believe, is probably doing something live. Graham, you were there. But did you have any idea that this would be the total?
I did not, but you know what? It is a fantastic event, one of the signature events of the year. It's a great way to kick off cycling season, also a great way to kick off fundraising for CHEO if you start in early May. And boy, this year we really lucked out weather-wise.
Great weather.
Fantastic.
Great weather this year.
Graham got totally wet last year.
Last year, yes.
And cold. So.
Graham got hypothermic last year.
But he
Not
didn't-
this year.
Last year was a swimathon.
It was a swimathon.
Thank you so much.
That's fantastic. Way to go, CN. And Alex, I'm doing two things at once here. It's walking and chewing gum.
Multitasking.
We are on Facebook Live on CTV Ottawa for our final hour here, right here at the desk, while we're on the television as well. And if anybody wants to do both at the same time, you can do that, and you can still donate. So this is the modern world we're in, social media and everything like that. Tell me a bit about where the money goes for the foundation. People understand that CHEO, and generally speaking, we've got universal health care, we've got government funding, but that doesn't tell the whole story, and that's what this weekend's about, right?
Right, and I think it's important to, without getting all, I'm happy to do it and can do it for hours, get into the details of hospital finances, but really the thing people need to understand is that when you donate $1 at the telethon, what we can do with that is we can multiply the impact of that. So for example, when the government authorizes us to hire more staff to be able to run more MRI scans, they don't actually pay for the equipment. We have to buy the equipment ourselves. When it comes to research funding, those 550 discoveries, like life-changing research, in order to even apply, we need to be able to put money up. And so we rely on the telethon and donations to be able to have any research at all at CHEO. So, and I can go through the whole organization, the specialized equipment, the research, the staff. We've got lots of our staff that are paid through donor dollars that help families have a better experience in terms of coming to the hospital. And so all of that, we rely on donor dollars.
It doesn't matter how good the idea is for research, for instance. If you don't come with some foundation dollars or some plan to raise your own money, you can't apply.
And then the research that's happened at CHEO, this is not kind of theoretical research.
Right.
This is research that changes care tomorrow, that changes lives, and that saves lives.
Concussions we've heard about.
We've
heard about diabetes today.
Cancer care. Cancer, when Terry Fox started the Marathon of Hope, most kids diagnosed with cancer wouldn't survive. Today, because of research at CHEO and other children's hospitals, the survival rate is up to 85%.
It's incredible.
And we want it to be 100%.
Right.
Because children still die. Children still die of cancer. And children undergo sometimes treatment and therapies for cancer that are very, very, very hard on their bodies. And so the research we're doing to make those treatments better. But all of that depends. The cancer care on our cancer unit, the research in our labs depends on donations, depends on
Foundation
this weekend.
dollars, your dollars. So if you're watching at home on television, if you're watching us on Facebook Live, do not forget, give us a call, 613-738-1450. There is still time. Well, over the years, we have met some very special friends and some special and heroic children here on this weekend. And now we pause to remember them.
Rest now, those tired eyes. You've been through so much in such little time. Rest now, this is not goodbye. You'll see her again in the blink of an eye. And Mama shouldn't have to bury their baby. And daddies shouldn't have such sorrow inside. Rest now, this is not goodbye. Rest now, this is not goodbye. Rest now, don't be afraid to cry. Tears will get you through to the other side. Rest now. Ooh, rest. And Mama shouldn't have to bury their babies. And Daddy shouldn't have such sorrow inside. Rest now, this is not goodbye. Rest now, this is not goodbye. Tangled tide, tangled mess. Broken hearted, you do your best. Now get some rest. Mama shouldn't have to bury their babies. Oh, Daddy shouldn't have such sorrow inside. Oh, rest now. This is not goodbye. Rest now, this is not goodbye.
The Ottawa Citizen has been a supporter of this CHEO Telethon for many years. It's okay to cry. I knew I wouldn't get through this. We have a $10,000 Miyoko match. We're going to do it right now. Put 30 minutes on the clock. Let's do it. Let's do it. 3 minutes on the clock, $10,000 from the Ottawa Citizen. It's okay to cry. It's okay. Everybody cries. It's completely okay. 613-738-1450 or CHEOtelethon.com. Somebody save me here. Brian, why is it so important to help this telethon?
It's important because, you know, whether we, like us who are younger, who were as children going to CHEO, or the ones who are going to be young right now, they all need to know that they're supported by their community and they're supported by those of us in Ottawa. So that's why it's really important to donate to CHEO.
Thank you. So many reasons, so many stories this afternoon and this weekend at the telethon. So many great stories, so many stories of survival, some stories of kids that did make it, but there's so many smiles at this telethon year after year. 738-1450. Sorry. Lisa, tell everybody why it's so important.
we're so lucky to have CHEO. The kids and families get so much, and everyone who works here, a lot of staff are here today. They're amazing people, and they help these kids so much, and we need to support this hospital.
Amazing staff as well, doctors, nurses, even people that work in the cafeteria. Everybody that works at CHEO has got a giant heart. We've got less than 90 seconds left. We want those calls to ring 738-1450, or you want to do it online, that's fine. We have a $10,000 miracle match from the Ottawa Citizen. Let's make the Ottawa Citizen make your dollars go further. CHEOtelethon.com, CHEOtelethon.com. If you want to do it online, that's fine. All these calls are ringing, which is a good sign. Let me find someone that doesn't have their phone ringing. I am not finding anybody. That's a great sign that people are calling right now, because there's just over a minute left to make your dollars double. So if you got $5 in your pocket, you want to donate something like that, even if you have $2, you want to call up and make it the $2 donation, that's fine. Any little amount helps. There's Gabriella. Melissa. Tell everybody why it's so important to donate to this telethon.
Every dollar counts. That's pretty much every single thing. You know, children, they need medications, they need help, support. You know, when you look at kids that, you know, may not think that they need it, you know, every little bit counts. Anyway.
Thank you, Melissa. Mateo, tell us again why it's so important to help with this telethon.
It's so important because all the money that comes here goes straight to CHEO for medication, machinery, and whatnot.
All right, get back to work. CHEOtelethon.com or 738-1450, or out of town, 1-888-738-1450. This is our hospital. This is our community hospital, and thank you to the Ottawa Citizen. It's part of the fabric of our city. Thank you for $10,000 from the Ottawa Citizen in this miracle match.
Thank you, Stu. That's one of our great miracle matches, and we love to hear the phones going, and they're going. We were just talking, we're on Facebook Live on CTV Ottawa, in case you want to drop in as well while you're watching on television or out and about. Just remember, we're on Facebook Live. And Alex, we talked about the fact that, I mean, this is a very, very difficult thing to see, the kids who didn't make it. But that doesn't mean that services end at CHEO. In fact, quite the opposite. And we've heard this weekend about bereavement and about what happens at Roger Nielsen.
And it's so important. You know, there are more stories of triumph than tragedy at CHEO, and all of our research, all of our care is about kids beating illness. But there is tragedy, you know, I've known many of these families since joining CHEO. It is, you know, they will never be the same. And we need to help them. We need to support the parents, also the siblings. A lot of that at Roger Nielsen House, and so the telethon is really, really important. Roger Nielsen House and the CHEO Palliative Care Program, which work together as one team, really depend on the telethon and donor support to be able to provide those services and to be able to help those families after their child passes away.
They're part of the program during this telethon. I love to hear their stories on the palliative side, because our perception as adults is the ending, the tragedy, the easing of life. It's quite different in the pediatric world. They're trying to create a space and a time that's very, very short, and little things matter to the point where they want families to be able to celebrate little milestones.
It is all. You know, I read an article once in a newspaper about pediatric palliative care that said I remember the line. It was the strange cheerfulness of a pediatric hospice.
Right.
If you go into Roger Nielsen House, and this will sound crazy, it is actually a cheerful place because what's happening there is every effort is being made for those minutes and hours and days for those children to have a wonderful experience of life. It is a tragedy that their life has been shortened. It is unfair. It makes you angry. But what everybody does is put those things away so that for those children that they can have joy or fun or taste and smell and have an opportunity to, as strange as this is going to sound, enjoy and experience life even when it is so limited. And so it is an inspiring thing to see, and it is something that depends on the telethon to happen.
It is one of the wonderful things that we hear about this weekend. And another wonderful thing that we hear about this weekend is money. And we've got a new number. We're updating you throughout the hour now as we head to our final few moments. Look at this. We're at $8.3 million. $8,345,000.
Getting close to last year, but we're not there yet.
It is getting close to last year, but we are not there yet. But that's a spectacular number, $8.3 million. Well, when we lose a child, all of our hearts break. But it's the family members who carry on the loss for the rest of their lives. As we've been speaking about together, with Roger Nielsen House, the families in Roger Nielsen House provides care for children with life-limiting illnesses. CHEO ensures families feel supported throughout the bereavement process.
He was so tired and teething. He has some drool.
Yeah.
And yeah, just one of our favorite pictures of Sam.
Sam Levesque was born in 2010, arriving into this world looking perfectly healthy. That changed rapidly. Sam had Tay-Sachs disease. It destroys the brain, and there is no cure.
I remember going through shock, disbelief, and the term palliative hadn't really made any sense to me at that time.
CHEO referred the family to Roger Nielsen House for children needing palliative care and for their parents and siblings requiring support. On this wall, the children remembered. About 370 little ones who have passed on since the house was built in 2003.
Way too many stars on that wall.
There was this support here at the house when we needed it, you know.
Knowing that Sam was going to be a star was devastating for Sam's sisters, who were enrolled in the spectacular, incredible Brave Siblings program, or SIBS. It connected them with other children who have lost a sibling or are about to.
Well, it was good to hear their story, to see like how they felt and stuff, like what we went through.
Just as adults need a community, and children need that same kind of community, to know that they're not alone.
It felt really nice to have a brother.
Sam Levesque died in June 2016 at his home 3 hours from Ottawa, and his family celebrated his most recent birthday with a campfire near the cemetery where he is buried. The family still keeps in touch with the many friends they made at Roger Nielsen House.
But these two girls thrived in allowing him to live a life and to know his secret language and to know his nonverbal cues and to really celebrate him.
Lots of good has come from our experience. Lots of people we've met and a different focus, I guess, on what's important in life.
Thanks to CHEO and Roger Nielsen House, the Levesques have a strong community of bereaved families.
He was like really special because not many kids his age are like that, and not many kids with Tay-Sachs disease live that long.
You know, when we first decided to do this story, I thought, how am I ever going to interview you about losing a child? And you said to me that some really good things have come out of this experience. And you're friends with so many other families now who've lost their kids, right? Can you talk a little bit about, they came to your house?
We've had them over for a couple weekend visits, actually, once since we last talked to you, and it's just such a strength or a spot that we can go, that we can find strength in each other, knowing that we've all gone through basically the same thing.
You spent 5 years at CHEO before going to Roger Nielsen House, but this is the first time you've been able to see all the people who volunteer and who care and work to raise money. You were telling me that this is very touching for you.
It is. It's really, truly incredible to see the behind the scenes. I remember thinking the first time we had to go to CHEO that it was a scary place, but really whenever we walk through the doors, it's a safe place. We feel so safe, and all the donations today and all the support just means so much for all these families and the services that we've received. Our family and our friends and other families that are receiving care from CHEO now.
Well, you know, we heard Alex Munter talking about the spirit in there. You know, maybe you can talk about this. I know Gabby doesn't want to talk about this right now, but it's a pretty fun place, right? We were doing all those crafts together, and it feels really special for kids. What was your favorite thing?
Well, my favorite thing at Sibs was when we played a game called Dr. Jeopardy.
And did you play that with the other kids who were about to lose or had lost a sibling?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how was that for you to spend time with other kids who understood?
Well, it felt really nice because some of the other kids at school didn't understand, and those kids knew what it felt like, so you actually had like people to talk to.
There's a lot of adults who don't understand that kind of pain. Sharing your story was very brave and gave us all a lot of insight, and your focus on optimism was really inspirational. Thank you very much for being a part of this.
Thanks very much.
Ray Sharon from Mattamy Homes is giving everybody, yes, please. Now, to make everybody's mood a little bit happier, Ray Sharon from Mattamy Homes is giving everybody here a free house. Yay, Mattamy!
A free Lego home.
All right, you have $5,000?
We do. You know, this is, Mattamy builds houses. We build community, but what's most important in communities is having quality health care and happy children. So we wanted to do this to support CHEO.
All right, we have a miracle match. Thanks, Ray. Miracle match right now, less than 3 minutes to go. You want to double your money? Do it right now. 613-738-1450 or out of town, 1-888-738-1450. Or if you want to do it online, CHEOtelethon.com. You want to keep the money in our community by going online?
Nobody's phoning at the moment, but the phone will ring soon.
See, it just did. By talking to me, your phone will ring. Maybe not. 738-1450 or CHEOtelethon.com. Mattamy Homes with a $5,000 miracle match right now. They'll take your $2 and turn it into $4. They'll take your $10 and turn it into $20. They'll take your $40 and turn it into $80. They'll take your $100 and turn it into $200. Crystal, I need your phone to ring. Why should we support the CHEO Telethon? Why should people watching right now support it?
Support it for the children. It's all about the kids.
Have you had kids?
Yes, I have 3 boys.
Have gone through the hospital?
One of them has.
They took good care of him?
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure.
That's what they do. That's what they do. And that's what Mattamy's doing right now by taking care of our kids and our community by doing this miracle match, that's what it's called, by donating $5,000. So your $100 right now becomes $200. So if you've been waiting all afternoon, maybe you came in from grocery shopping, maybe you came in from the pool, maybe you came in from camping, you want to donate, you want to invest in your community.
Oh, ask if anyone needs any help.
613-738-1450 or 1-888-1450. What's up?
Does anyone need any more of these pink slips?
It's okay, we're on TV, Mateo. CHEOtelethon.com, CHEOtelethon.com, or 613-738-1450 or 1-888-738-1450. Make that donation. We got $1,000 where? We've got $1,000. Mabel is taking a $1,000 donation right now from Edward Lumley. Thank you, Edward, for that $1,000 donation. That becomes $2,000 thanks to Mattamy Homes. It's that easy. You don't have to do $1,000. You can do $50. You can do $5. Any donation matters. It stays in our community. It stays right here in our community. You're investing in your community. You'll feel great by doing this. We got Charles, who's a former CHEO champion. He's working the phones right now. We're making things happen. Every phone is ringing right now. Every single phone is ringing. Less than 10 seconds ago. Pick up the phone and call 613-738-1450. Thank you to Mattamy Homes for your $5,000 donation.
That is one of our final miracle matches. Wonderful to hear those phones ringing, Alex.
I think everyone was
going, and they're
busy,
still going, so that's fantastic. Don't forget to give us a call. We're in our final moments here. Before we get to the big, exciting reveal, we've got a lot more going on. And this weekend, you actually made a visit to one of the most important parts of CHEO, the NICU unit. Tell us what that is and what it was like.
The neonatal intensive care unit,
yes.
and you know, it's a reminder to me always when I'm there, for sure, of course, of the work that our teams do, but also, you know, how life can turn in an instant. You know, we've all been around newborn babies and the joy that moment is in people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, when something goes wrong, it's terrifying. And newborn babies are helpless. The newborn babies in our NICU are tiny. They're fragile. And when I think about the services, I think about the specialized ambulance that goes out to rural hospitals to pick up babies that need to be resuscitated, or the surgical equipment for kids that have a heart defect and that are operated, that have operations when they're 21 or 25 days old. You know, all of that, the specialized equipment, the training, the tools, that all comes out of this weekend. That all comes from people picking up the phone and making a contribution.
And those contributions are adding up. Let's have a look. We have a new total for 2018 CHEO Telethon. We are now up to $8.4 million. $8,400,322. Just a fantastic way to get towards the end. When you see that number, what do you think?
I think it's getting closer and closer to last year's number is what I'm thinking. And I'm just thinking about, you know, all the needs that I'm aware of. You know, there's a steady line of people to my office, physicians and administrators, people who have projects that need to get done. And so this is such an important weekend that we can meet that growing need.
All right, let's head back over to Stu for another significant contribution. Stu.
Thank you, Graham. Our final miracle match of the afternoon of the telethon is from TD Bank, Pietro Boracci.
That's right.
I say it right?
You say it perfectly.
Perfect. Come stai?
Sto bene.
Awesome. That concludes our Italian lesson for today. How do you say your amount in Italian?
10.000.
$10,000 right now for a miracle match. Our final one for the afternoon. 10,000 from TD Bank, thank you very much. A long-standing partner for the CHEO Telethon and doing so many great things in our community. Absolutely. I see a lot of your employees up there.
Yeah, they're all up there. They're all waving.
All right, so we have $10,000 right now. Our final miracle match. I have 3 minutes to try and raise as much money as I can. Thank you, Pietro. Grazie. 3 minutes right now. Our final miracle match. This will be the final time this afternoon you have to deal with me. Everybody laughs. Who do we have here? Brenda, why is it so important to donate to the CHEO Telethon?
CHEO needs the money for our kids and our community.
That's perfect. I couldn't have said that better myself. Nora, tell me something about CHEO.
CHEO is here. They're 24 hours a day. All these kids coming through Emerge need support.
Nora's phone, thank you, is ringing right now. TD, thank you for TD. Their employees are right up top. I'm going to go see them right now. If you want to donate to the CHEO Telethon, don't wait. You've got less than 10 minutes to do it. Do it now. In our final miracle match, make that money double. Thanks to TD with their $10,000 miracle match. 613-738-1450 or out of town, 1-888-738-1450 or CHEOtelethon.com. CHEOtelethon.com. Where are those TD employees? There they are. We got less than 2 minutes to go. You're pointing to him. What's your name?
Maddie.
Why is it so important to support this telethon?
The money goes to a really great cause. It can help save so many children and their families.
Were you ever a CHEO kid?
I was not, but my older brother was. So, yeah.
And who's this?
That's my mom, Kim.
Mom's busy. Your phone's ringing. All these great people from TD in your community with a $10,000 miracle match. Michelle, why is it so important?
Well, because even if you don't have kids, you see the impact that CHEO makes in the community, and that's a fabulous thing. So call in. We have 10 minutes left.
What's your name?
I'm Kristen.
And why is it so important?
I think you can see it right here. This is just a really magical place, and it's affected so many lives, and it's just doing wonderful work. So call in. 10 minutes left.
Yes, less than 10 minutes and just over a minute left to donate right now. 613-738-1450. I'm going to have that number in my dreams tonight, and it's okay because it's a great number to call. CHEOtelethon.com. TD is matching your pledges right now up to $10,000. That's amazing. They're in your community. They're in my community. CHEO is in our community. Invest in our children's hospital right now at 613-738-1450 or CHEOtelethon.com. So many great employees that are here today. Former CHEO champions are here. Friends, relatives, neighbors of the CHEO Telethon come back every year. Dave, why is it so important?
I think it's important because it's a great cause. The money goes towards the kids, all the communication. Oh, I gotta go.
You gotta go. That's good. Take your call. Sarah, tell us why it's so important.
Well, we all have kids, Stu, and it's just really important for them to be happy and healthy, and CHEO does that for us.
Happy and healthy kids. That's what we want. We've got 5 seconds to go. TD, thank you so much for your $10,000 donation for our final miracle match. Thank you, TD. Graham.
All right, Stu, fantastic. Thank you, TD. Another fantastic final miracle match. Lovely to hear those phones ringing like that. People waiting to hear those matching dollars, Alex. And we've been sort of leading up to that over the last several weeks online through Telethon. It's kind of a 2-week period now, which is nice.
Yeah.
Talk to us a bit about demand. And I think people generally understand that you've had, as we heard yesterday, an extraordinarily busy year. Tell us a bit about sort of big picture going forward over the next couple of decades.
Yeah, well, it's been a busy year. It's going to get busier and busier because we know in this region there are going to be 70,000 more kids in 20 years than there are today. So 70,000 is the population of Lanark County.
Wow.
So imagine adding an entire Lanark County just of kids to our area, and that's a good news story.
Sure.
Because actually part of dealing with an aging society is having more kids who will be the caregivers, the taxpayers, the innovators, the healthcare workers of tomorrow. And we need to put those kids on the path to lifelong health. But that means we know that our facilities at CHEO will need to be renewed and rebuilt, and we're doing some of that with the new ophthalmology clinic, for example, Project Stitch last year. But we know there's going to need to be new and different programs. We know that our region compared to others, the waits are longer for surgery, for mental health, for kids with behavioral or developmental needs. And so a growing population, good news story overall, but also means we really depend on the community because as Kevin told you, young parents are raising kids. They're not going to be huge big donors. We need the whole community to support our parents and kids and to be able to meet that demand.
And your dollars connect to that. We want to head over to, we're not going to throw yet. We'll be back in just a second.
Every child deserves hope and healing, specialized care. 170 hospitals, 14 in Canada. There's one near you. They all need your support. Children's Miracle Network, helping local kids.
We look forward to this moment each and every year because for the CHEO Telethon, when the Costco family and friends arrive, we know it's going to be a very special moment, and we treat this as a secret. No one knows the number on this check. Well, you know. You don't know. Anthony Taza, tell us about your staff. Tell us about what you have done for CHEO.
So the check
we're so happy to be here, and the check that we're about to present is from our generous members, our vendors, our passionate, dedicated employees that are surrounding us that came out today. So Costco has been a proud supporter of CHEO for over 25 years, and it's truly become a part of our culture. It's just something we do. We're so happy to do. We're so proud to do it. And past, present, future, our Costco members and our employees, we're all families of CHEO. And we can't wait to show you what we have on this check.
So everyone watching at home is part of this check. Everyone
Absolutely,
in behind,
it's everybody.
everyone working at every level of your operation and organization. Without further ado, like the Fabergé egg secret, let's flip this check over. Let's see. Oh, read it, Anthony. Read that.
We got $2,171,000. Thank you, everyone.
I think we need a Costco dance. We need the Costco dance. Whoa, I think we have to just march on over. Let's form a dance line. We're gonna head over to, let's give it to Alex and Graham.
Wow. What a fantastic finish here. Look at this. Yes, bring the check up.
Here we go, guys.
Here we go. You know what we'll do? Here, we'll put it behind. You guys hold it behind us here. Look at that. Look at that. 2.1 million from Costco. $2,171,000. What a finish, everyone. What a fantastic finish. We still, that is going to push us.
Well,
We'll
that's
see.
going to push us into unprecedented territory that moves us into an 8-digit figure.
How surprised are you guys?
Yeah, I mean, what do you think?
Well, you know, last year we were at $8.7 million for equipment, for care, for research. We're clearly going to be well above that this year, which is such a tribute to the community for supporting kids and families in this way. It really is unbelievably touching to all of us at CHEO.
And of course, as I always say on the news, the rule is when children are on live television, you have to wave, right? Everybody wave. There we go. Alex, tell us about who is behind us here. Tell us some of the stories. We've got a couple of minutes because this is why we're here.
Well, we have families, and well, we've got great supporters like Costco, of course, but we have families that are part of the CHEO family, and families that have experienced care, and you know, it's not easy. It's not easy, you know, coming back to the hospital month after month, year after year. And I always, to all of you families for sharing your stories, your personal stories, your struggles, I want to thank you for doing that. You've been through a lot, and for you to give back to CHEO in this way is so meaningful to all of us, and so touching.
Well said, well said. And I just want, we're going to spend a lot of time talking about this number for a long time to come because it sounds like it's going to be extraordinary. But just remember these people behind us here because that's really what it's all about. It's a wonderful shot there from our crew, and I want everybody to wave right there. And that is just a fantastic picture of this community. Let's head back to our final number for 2018, and this is, as Alex says, unprecedented territory. Here it is. Look at that, $10,648,000. $10,648,000.